Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Otaku Brothers podcast. This is episode 42. And yeah, once again, Ben is not joined with me this week. There's no really easy way to say it. It's just him and I are both on Christmas break. We're seeing our families and stuff, and we're really struggling to find time where we're both free to do a podcast with and to get to talk to y'all. But nonetheless, we both agreed that it would be best if one of us did it, and I was free this time, and he did it last time when I was doing finals. So I was like, I'll take over and do the podcast this week. Because I missed last week, and there's still a lot of anime stuff that I want to talk about, and that I didn't get to share last week. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in weekly, guys. We really appreciate it. You guys have been killing it on the shorts and leaving comments. We really appreciate it. We read them all. We love you guys. We really do. But yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to do a short little podcast, probably another 30-minute episode or so. Yeah, it's not even going to be the best. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're struggling out here. But yeah, before we get into the podcast stuff, actually, we wanted to just do a little announcement to tell you guys that we're going to be doing a little special on Christmas Day. Obviously, this is technically the Christmas episode because the next episode will be coming out the day after Christmas. So we were like, hey, why not do a Christmas special for y'all? So you might be getting two special videos, one from me and one from Ben on that day, just to give you all like a little showcase of what we've been up to. So stay tuned for that on Christmas Day. That'll be dropping just so, if you're chilling in your room or, just want to do something fun, get away from the relatives, you'll have an opportunity to do that and watch one of our videos. So yeah, that'll be coming on Christmas Day. So stay tuned for that. We're very excited. We just want to show you guys how much we love y'all. So that's pretty much that. But without further ado, let's get right onto the news for this week. Nothing too crazy this week, but I did want to touch on two important things for me. One is that Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 will be coming next year in July of 2023. That's huge. That's huge. Finally, Jujutsu Kaisen is returning. It's been quite a while since they've been on our radar, but they're coming back finally. And actually, I'm reading the manga right now. I'm on volume 14. I think I have up to 17, so I have 0 through 17 of the manga. It's been really good. I'm still in the Shibuya arc. This is like the third volume where the Shibuya arc's been going on. I think I'm like on, oh my god, what chapter is it? I'm on like chapter, oh god, let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm on chapter 116, and this is like part 42 of the Shibuya incident arc. So it's a long arc, but hopefully they do it right because it's been so fun reading it. I really think that in this next upcoming season they're going to be covering the flashback arc with Gojo and Geto, I think that's his name, and then the second part of it will probably be the Shibuya incident arc, which is going to fill up a huge chunk of it. I could see a world where how many episodes was Jujutsu Kaisen? Like 24? I think it was like two cores of like 12 maybe. I could see a world where like the first like four episodes are just like the flashback arc, and then the rest of it, like all 20 other episodes, are like just the Shibuya incident arc because it's a lot, man. It is a lot to cover, and they have to do the whole thing in one season. I don't imagine it would take more than multiple seasons. But I mean, look at Attack on Titan. So who knows? But Mappa is gonna have a lot on their plate. That's all I can say. For those who haven't read the manga, but so far it's pretty good. The manga. But yeah, sticking with Jujutsu Kaisen, we have some more news regarding the manga again. Akutami, the creator of Jujutsu Kaisen, has announced that the manga is ending its oh my god, wow. It's ending its completion. The manga is almost over. So, yeah, it's almost done. It said within a year the manga will probably be done. So, I mean, that's pretty crazy considering it's already on chapter 119, I think I said, around there. It's been coming a long way, and so far I've been enjoying it. I know there's still a lot more I need to read, and a lot more to cover, but so far it's been really good. And this kind of goes back and touches on what me and Ben have talked about in the past, being that, I mean, a lot of these big new generation anime are coming to an end. We got My Hero, I think, almost done. Jujutsu Kaisen's done. Demon Slayer, Hunter x Hunter, or not Hunter x Hunter, Black Clover, I meant to say. All these new gen anime that have been a lot of staples in the mainstream now are finally coming to an end. It's kind of crazy to see that happen, and but also kind of exciting to see like what's going to come next. So that's been a lot of fun keeping up with. I know Ben and I have been talking about that a lot recently. Um, but sticking to manga, sorry, really all I had in the news today was manga, so I apologize. But sticking with manga, we have JOJOLands. So JOJOLands, if y'all do not know, is going to be part 9 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the series that every every season, if you will, every arc deals with a different character in the JoJo family bloodline. We started off with parts 1 through 6 taking place in one section, and then 7 and 8 kind of diverting and rebooting the series in a way. And now we have a third part in this new reboot series with JoJoLands. We've had parts 6 and 7 being Stone Ocean, and then part 7 being Steel Ball Run, and then part 8 being JoJolion. Now we're going to be having JoJoLands. And I think we talked about it a while, but I think it's rumored to be the son of Joseph as the main character, which would be pretty cool. But we don't know much about it. All we know is that it's coming next year. I personally am very excited. I've read 1 through 7 in the manga. I haven't read part 8 yet. I'm a little nervous to read it, honestly. I've heard interesting things. But part 7 was great. Part 6 was great. And I'm actually finally watching the anime right now. I had finals, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till all of part 6 ends. And to reward myself, I'm going to read or watch part 6 and binge it all. And I've been enjoying it a lot. So if you guys haven't watched part 6 of JoJo, go watch it now. It's on Netflix. All episodes are streaming. Show it some love so that way Steel Ball Run will be even better of an anime to watch. But yeah, besides that, like I said, JoJoLands will be part 9 of JoJo's. We don't really know much about it. Hopefully to get more news on it soon with the JoJo World event, part 2, I believe that's going to be happening sometime later next year, I believe. So that's exciting. But yeah, besides that, we don't know much about it. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all the news I had for today. Like I said, it was really short. Ben might have had some new news, but he didn't put in the document that we use, so L Ben. But yeah, like I said, nothing too crazy. Um, so yeah, we might as well get into our episodes this week. So we have episodes from Spy Family, Mob, Psycho, Blue Lock, Bleach, and Chainsaw Man to talk about. But before we get into the episodes to talk about them, I just wanted to say it's kind of sad. A lot of these episodes are coming, or a lot of these shows that we've been covering are coming to an end. Like, I mean, for 4 of the shows, there's only 1 episode left. Chainsaw Man has 2 episodes that we'll cover. The episode 11 came out today, actually, but we're going to be talking about that next week. It was really good, though. But yeah, it's kind of crazy just knowing that me and Ben were talking about when once October comes around, we'll finally have a lot of anime to talk about, and it's kind of crazy that we're gonna go back to the good old days where we only have like 1 or 2 shows to talk about. So kind of sad, bittersweet, but honestly, these shows are getting to all their high points, and they've been great so far. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I apologize if I'm not the best at this because I don't have my notepad to talk about the anime, so I'm just going to be kind of going off of memory. But yeah, here we go. So first up, we're going to be talking about Spy Family episode 24. Now, this episode was really good. I know me and Ben have talked about in the past, especially me, how I haven't been a big fan of Spy Family recently. The first core was really good. I think the second core was not nearly as strong. There were still some aspects I liked. Like I liked the introduction of Fiona or Killer. Was it Killer Frost? No, that's like a DC character. I don't know what her name was. Frost, I think, just something like that. She was a really cool character that got introduced, and Bond, Anya's dog, has been awesome. I like how Becky and Damien have been more of a prominent characters, and I like where it's headed in the direction. But this episode was really well because it kind of wanted to touch up on kind of what I've been wanting to happen for a while, that being Yor's feelings for Lloyd kind of surfacing. And I mean, I think this episode especially really encapsulates that really well with how Yor has started to feel that, man, maybe Lloyd doesn't like me anymore because of Frost. And, maybe I'm going to end up going back to my boring, stupid life. And then she kind of starts to reflect and notices, hey, I actually really like living with Anya and with Lloyd. I really like them, and I don't want this to go away. I really like it. So Lloyd notices that she's acting a certain way, tries to talk to Yor, and they're so close. Lloyd almost asks her to propose, but Yor gets freaked out and kicks him in the face. And it's awesome because Lloyd says that, oh, I haven't been knocked out since my instructor knocked me out in training. So obviously, Yor would be a good matchup for Lloyd. I know I said I hope that one day they fight. They have to fight each other, and then they realize that they're spies and assassins. But um, so far, I don't know if that's gonna happen. But it was still a really good episode, getting to see Yor express her feelings through her drunken mannerism, and then get to see Lloyd kind of react and kind of notice really more so than ever that, hey, maybe I do have feelings for Yor and Anya. Maybe I do really want to stay a family man with them. So it was a very beautiful episode. I really loved it. The second part was really good too for a similar reason. Anya finally kind of learning more about love and sort of getting to understand kind of what it means to have friends and really get to experience those like friendships that she never really got to experience back in the day. We get to see her and Becky go shopping. Even Becky, similarly, didn't have the same experience and really enjoyed spending it with Anya at the mall where they go looking for a dress because they want to impress Damien. So it was very, very cute. A lot of good love and friendships being bonded more. I guess it would be the word grow and strengthen throughout this episode. Yor and Lloyd, and then Becky and Anya. So it was a really good episode. Honestly, it felt like a good season finale, but I think there's one more episode, I believe. I don't know. This was episode 24, but it could be 25 because of the double core thing. I don't know. But anyways, it was a good spot. I loved it. Good episode. I actually really rate it. I think it was one of the better episodes that Spy Family of the Second Core has had recently. I liked it. So yeah, thumbs up. But moving on to Mob Psycho episode 11. This episode was really, really good, dude. Mob Psycho's been really good. What can I say? This season has not disappointed. I know me and Ben and a couple of our other friends who are big Mob Psycho fans were kind of nervous and very worried to see how season 3 would play out, but honestly, we had nothing to worry about. It's been so good so far. I've loved every second of it. The animation's been so good. We still don't know what's going to be going on with those aliens, but who knows? There's one episode left, and uh, a lot's going to happen. A lot's going to happen. But yeah, like we said, we have no idea what's up with those aliens, but it was still a really good episode. What happens in the episode? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so we continue where Ryutsu? Oh my god, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Fights Mob and loses. Then we ended up seeing the boss from the season 2 finale, their fight, come back and fight Mob along with his son. So the boss and the son fight against Mob. They realize that they're too weak. We have an awesome fight scene, but Mob ends up winning. They end up fleeing away, and we kind of get a good. I don't know if I'd call it a. Well, what's the word? I don't know if I would call it a character development arc in a good way, only because he's still a bad guy who decided to leave Mob and run away with his son. But the villain or the boss kind of reflects and thinks back to when he left his son originally. He was going to sacrifice himself to kill Mob. Then he kind of decides to be selfish and is like, hey, I left my son before. It didn't turn out well. Let me go with my son now and be a father. And in doing so, he ends up leaving Mob to continue wrecking havoc. Uh, wrecking the city and just causing havoc. It was very interesting to say the least. It was fun getting to see the characters from season 2 return, and just seeing how they've grown as characters and developed has been a lot of fun. The boss, he was so fun to watch fight. But yeah, in the end, he decides to go with his son and run away and be a good father, but still causing the city to get a lot more wrecked in the process. So that was the main point of this episode. We get to see that little dynamic with the father and the son, and then Mob's brother ends up showing up to try and stop the fighting, to try and stop Mob, and he realizes that there's nothing that can stop him, and we kind of finally see this inner thing inside Mob and Shigeo. Because they're obviously one and the same person, but inside he's having this struggle where we see this entity come out of him that's like an outline, and he claims to be Shigeo, while Mob is Mob, a different being entirely. So we get to see them kind of interact, and that Shigeo wants to come out and become this force that Mob has like hidden away and like hidden inside of him, right? So we get a little signifier of this through Mob's cheek starting to crack and peel, and once his skin peels, it transfers to Shigeo, showing that they're finally gonna his whole plan is to take over Mob completely, and take over his body completely and get rid of Mob entirely as an identity, as a name. So we're getting to see this inner battle, which I think just symbolizes the themes of Mob so well. Of just throughout this whole show, it's been a story about Shigeo slash Mob, and seeing them grow up and realize that there's all kinds of different emotions out there that are really important, and just kind of seeing them unfold and him learn about these different emotions has been so beautiful to watch. I really enjoyed it personally. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm really sad to see the series come to an end very soon. It's been really good so far, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. With one episode left, it's very exciting. A lot can happen, and I'm really expecting high things. So I'm really excited. But that's all I can say about Mob. And then the episode ends with Mob's brother just kind of admitting that he can't really do anything and gets blown back, and we get to see Mob continue walking with the flowers. And then we get Reagan and oh my god, I forgot his other name, but the other guy who's with Reagan and Mob at the office. We get to see them two heading into the tornado because that's where they know Mob is, and they're going to try and go save him. So who knows what's going to happen. Ritsu tried, he failed. The boss and his son tried, they failed. Even Mob's own brother failed. So it's going to be interesting to see if Reagan can actually do something against Mob. It's going to be very difficult, I bet, but yeah, who knows. Very, very exciting stuff. I'm very excited to see how it goes. But moving on, we have Blue Lock episode 11. So once again, there's one more episode left of Blue Lock, I believe. So yeah, another show that's coming to an end here very soon. But this episode was pretty good. I think it was definitely one of the weaker episodes out of this week, just because it was kind of coming to an end of the last few episodes, and those events being Team Z beating TY. We finally get to see the game end that they've been playing, and Team Z, Isagi's team, ends up coming out on top, which is very impressive. They killed it. Isagi ends up scoring an insane goal by using his gift, or I guess his ability of sensing and smelling a goal and creating a goal. So he now kind of has an ability that I would consider foresight. I think that's what they were calling it, kind of. And he can predict and kind of create goals. So it was very impressive, and they ended up winning the game and advancing on. So we get introduced to what the next stage is. This time it's a solo round, so you're on your own for this. So pretty much it starts out in a circle, or I guess they start in one area and they have to progress by stages on. So there's like stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I want to say I think there's 5 stages. So it's finally moving on to the next arc or next stage in the Blue Lock phases. So it's going to be interesting to see. The whole point of it is to weed out the people who are just kind of lucky and got on good teams, and then the people who are actually good and skilled will progress. So it's going to be very interesting to see how things unfold. Ben and I were watching it together, and he even commented saying that this episode really felt like a season finale, and I agree. I don't really know why there's going to be one more episode. It felt like a great place to end the season, kind of being like, okay, we know what Blue Lock is. We've seen them progress through this team stage, and now, okay, we know what's to come, and we got to get excited for it, because now it's a solo round, and you're not relying on a team anymore. You're relying on yourself only, which is what Blue Lock is all about, being an egoist. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do in the last episode. If they'll have a cliffhanger or kind of tease us for what's to come more. So, very interesting. Uh, but yeah, that was episode 11 of Blue Lock. Finally, we have episode 11 of Bleach, and before we get into the episode itself, it was a great episode. We kind of um, get teased, or we didn't get teased. It got announced that the final episode of Bleach next week is going to be a 1 hour special. Now, what does that mean? There's going to be multiple arcs, or I guess what is it called? Cores of Bleach. I think that Ben said there should be probably around like 50 or so episodes at least. So there's a lot of Bleach to come, but for this ending core, it's gonna have a 1 hour special, which I'm very excited for. I'll be watching that the day after Christmas. It's gonna be fun. A good thing to look forward to. But anyways, about episode 11 of Bleach, it was a great episode. We pick up right where we left off with Ichigo and Renji training under one of the Captain Zeros, or I guess Team Zero. I forgot what they're called, but you know what I mean. One of the Team Zero, I believe. And I'm sorry, Ben's the Bleach guy, guys. You guys know this. And yeah, we pick up right where Ichigo gets taken to Earth because he's unworthy of getting an Arachi. I believe that's what they're called, or just the Zanpakutus. Uh, but yeah, anyways, Ichigo ends up going back to Earth because he is no longer able to be a Soul Reaper. So the Team Zero captain states there's no point and no use for you anymore. So just go back to the normal world. So when he goes back to the normal world, he runs away because he's not able to face his dad. He's ashamed and he doesn't know what to say, so he runs away. It's then when Ichigo's dad goes up to him and explains to him that, hey, I know what's going on, and I know why you couldn't get your Zanpakuto, your Bankai back. It's because you're confused about yourself and you don't know exactly what you are. And we finally get the reveal that Ichigo is indeed half Quincy. He's half Soul Reaper, half Quincy. Or he's not Soul Reaper. He's half human, half Quincy, I believe. His dad says you're not a Soul Reaper, but you're not entirely human either. So I think technically he is half Soul Reaper, half Quincy, but you know what I mean. So yeah, we get a flashback pretty much the entire episode of Ichigo's dad in the in the Soul Society as a captain, which I didn't even realize he was a captain. I feel like they've said that before, but I just totally forgot about it. So yeah, Ichigo's dad used to be a captain, and we get to see how he ends up going to Earth because of these rumors about these Soul Reapers dying. So he goes to investigate it. He fights a black hollow, which it's completely armored up and no way to attack it unless you like really penetrate it. Um, I didn't mean it like that. Um, so yeah, unless you really break through its armor and can destroy its inside. Again, didn't mean it like that. So yeah, it's a tough battle. Um, Ichigo's dad ends up almost losing the fight because it is revealed that Aizen, along with Gin and oh my god, I forgot the other guy's name. The guy with the he's blind. Uh, Actually set it up and we're creating that to test on humans and the Soul Reapers out in the city. Um, but yeah, Ichigo's dad doesn't realize this then, and instead gets almost killed, but is saved by Quincy, which we then find out is actually Ichigo's mother. And funny enough, Ichigo's mother is a part of a Quincy family that's very posh, very, high up in the books, it seems like. And it turns out she was supposed to marry Ishta's dad, which is kind of crazy to think about. So, yeah, a lot of drama there. But Ichigo's mom rescues Ichigo's dad, and the rest is history, man. I mean, we can assume what happens next. They get down and dirty and have a kid named Ichigo, and the rest is history. But obviously, I'm just kidding. There's more to it than that. We get a lot of, hints that I don't know. I've been talking to Ben about it. It seems like Ishta's gonna go bad. I honestly think he's gonna become a villain, and I think that would be great. I think it would be great for his character arc. I mean, up to this point, it feels like Chad, Orihime, and Ishta haven't really been that important in the story. I wouldn't say since the oh my god, what was the arc called? The Soul Society Rescue arc. Um, that he was that important. You know what I mean? They haven't been really that important, I don't think, in so long. So to have this arc come up all about Quincy's and their return, I feel like it's a perfect opportunity for Isha to kind of be like, whoa, maybe I'm on the wrong side of this whole thing. And maybe I should be on the side of Quincy's, but who knows? But this is inferred because of the final shot of the episode where we see Ishta kind of like glowing down and just like reflecting. It seems like, and but he seems a little angry from his posture and just the way he looks. Um, and while he's looking down gloomy and all that, we see a figure wearing a hood come up to him. And I didn't really recognize who it was. Ben said I knew who it was, but I couldn't really tell. I mean, I don't know. Ben's a huge Bleach guy, so he knows a lot, and he's read the manga obviously, so he knows what he's talking about. But me personally, I didn't really recognize the guy. I apologize if it was someone obvious. I really do. Like I said, he's just better about these names and stuff like that than me, so I apologize. But nonetheless, it was a great episode. We finally got the reveal about Ishigo's parents and his mom being a soul or a Quincy, but that kind of begs the question then how she really died because it says that Ichigo witnessed his mom die to a hollow. But I mean, if she's a Quincy, then how is she dying to a hollow, dude? We see her defeat this Quincy and pretty easily at that. And this is one of the stronger hollows. So I don't know. Unless maybe she loses her Quincy powers is something that I could predict happening. I don't know if that's possible. But I thought that we were seeing her dying to the Hollow in like the very first few episodes of Bleach, but I could be mistaken. So I don't know. I'm sorry once again. But yeah, I don't know. I just it seems weird how she died, and I really hope they explain it more in this Thousand Year Blood War arc. But so far it's been great. I mean, each episode has been amazing. The art has been beautiful, the animation, the cinematography, all of it. The choreographed fights have been so well done, and I'm just really glad to see that Bleach is back and that the big three is still going strong. So, yeah, great episode. Excited to see the 1 hour episode next week, how it's gonna be. Hopefully we get a big fight or something good to close out the core before we move on. But yeah, that was Bleach. Now moving on, we go on to Chainsaw Man episode 10. Oh my god, I love Chainsaw Man, dude. A great episode. A lot of fun stuff happened this episode. We got the episode opening with Aki in the hospital, with Denji reading manga and Power sitting next to him. Um, yeah, the episode begins with Aki waking up from his blackout after the fight with the Katana Man and Snake Girl. Um, and then we kind of see him laying in bed, and we see Power and Denji leave to go talk to Makima. But we get this beautiful interaction between Denji and Aki, which I think really shows growth in Denji a lot. He leaves an apple for Aki. He sees that Aki is distressed and sad, and decides, "Hey, I'm gonna leave you an apple, man." Just even though it's something so small, I mean, it really says a lot about Denji's character, and where he's come from the very first episode. At the beginning, he would have taken everything for himself and just kind of, been his own person, sticking to himself. He doesn't care about other people, even if they die. He's never been attached to anyone. And this is further explained through his actions once he leaves the room. He comes back because he forgot his manga to the room, and he sees that Aki is crying. Um, he sees that Aki is crying because obviously Aki really loved Himeno. He liked her a lot, and he's so upset that she died. And we see Aki light a cigarette, and then drop it, and we get this beautiful intertwining cut montage of Aki, you know, getting a cigarette from Himeno, and it's just really beautiful remembering having him remember his moments with Himeno. It was very beautiful. And when Denji hears Aki crying, he's in the hall with Power, and he's like, "Man, I don't know if I'd cry for anyone. I don't know. I wouldn't cry if Power died. I wouldn't cry if Aki died. Even Himeno died, and he didn't really cry." And then he even brings up the fact if Makima died, who at this point is his only reason for going on. And he's like, "Man, if she died, I'd probably be sad for a couple of days, but then I feel like I'd be fine." So it's really showing how Denji views the world and how different he is from a lot of people who are normal. Um, it's just interesting to see how much he doesn't really care and how he really doesn't have anyone close to him. And the first person that he considered his friend was Himeno. So yeah, it's very sad, and it just makes you think about how far Denji has come. The fact that he's even thinking about this stuff entirely is insane, and it's good to see that he's developing and growing because I know a lot of people, like I said, complained the first few episodes. All the show's all about boobs and just about Denji's being a pervert and all that, but it's a lot more than that. It's about him growing and developing and understanding that life isn't just about these small little gives and takes. It's about just being more accepting and just understanding and um, joining others and just, stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not a philosopher, but so I'm trying my best to explain it. But it's just more than that than just touching boobs. But those are still great, man. Still, you do your thing if that's all you want to do. Shout out to you. But yeah. So moving on. Yeah. Once we see Denji leave the hospital, with Power, they go to the cemetery, which is a major location in Chainsaw Man. Um, and we see him and Power talking to him, talking to Makima. Geez, sorry. And she introduces them to Kishibe, who will be training them, and is considered the best devil hunter of all time. So he's a big deal. So Makima leaves them, and we get introduced to Kishibe. He's voiced by the guy who does Joker and Nanami, Joker from Fire Force and Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen. So a really good actor in big roles. So continuing strong. And let me just say, he has the perfect voice. Oh my god, it is awesome. It's up there with like Dio from JoJo's. It's such a good voice. Um, but yeah, he does a great job, and we get introduced to him and how crazy he is. He explains that he found out that Power and Denji are basically immortal, so their training is real killing. He says that I'm gonna kill you as long as I can, and his thinking is that, hey, if you guys end up hurting me or killing me, then y'all will be the strongest devils because no devil has been able to kill him. So therefore, you'll be the strongest devil if you can kill me or hurt me. So that's his logic. I guess that's a good way to think of it. I mean, it's fair. So there's that. But yeah, he then progresses to kill them over and over and over again. It's a sick montage. The cinematography is awesome. The fighting is so fun to watch, and just seeing Denji and Power interact is so fun. I mean, now it's really getting to see their characters shine, and their dynamic and how they bounce off of each other works so well. It's so good. I love it. And yeah, pretty much after that, they end up heading home, and we get this funny little sequence of Power and Denji trying to come up with ways to outsmart him. They end up wearing glasses because apparently that makes you smarter. It doesn't. Take it from someone who wears glasses. It doesn't. But yeah, it's fun. It's a good fun episode. And while all this is going on, we kind of see Aki at the hospital still get introduced to these two members of the Devil Hunter Society, and they pretty much tell him, "Hey, Aki, if you want to stay in the devil hunting business with what I think he has 2 years left of his life from using the curse sword, then he's gonna have to eventually uh, give himself up to a higher devil in order to be able to be effective against devil hunters or devils. So he has to make a new contract with some strong devils, and yeah, he chooses or they choose for him the future devil, who I will get to in a minute. But after the two devil hunters leave his hospital, we get to see a woman drop off a letter, and it is then we find out that this woman was indeed Himeno's sister, who dropped off a letter. And before I explain what the letter means and all that, we get to see Aki look at her and kind of just like be taken aback and like kind of like whoa, like he's in shock about who the person is. And to me, I thought this was a great detail, and the fact that they don't never show Himeno's sister's face is, I think, really um, special. Actually, pretty much to me, I take this scene as Aki kind of thinking, "Hey, this girl looks exactly like Himeno," and doing a double take and being like, "What is that Himeno?" Even though she just died. Um, yeah, because as soon as she enters the room, he kind of has a huge face of shock and just like doesn't know what to say. And I think it's awesome that we never see Himeno's sister's face. I think it's such a creative way, and just showing Aki's expression is enough to tell the audience and the readers or the anime watchers that this is something important to Aki. Because I don't think he knew that Himeno had a sister until this moment. So seeing this girl who looks just like Himeno is probably very shocking for him, and probably brought up a lot of emotions, which is very, sad to think about, but also kind of beautiful how an author is able to illustrate that so well without even having to show you the character's face. Just a cool detail I really noticed and really appreciated a lot. But moving on, Aki gets the letter from Himeno's sister, pretty much saying how much Himeno really loved Aki and how much he really wished that he would have just quit the Devil Hunters Society and kind of just left with her. It's really tragic because the only reason she stuck around was for Aki. So it really just showed how much Himeno really cared for Aki, and how much he impacted her life, to the fullest. So, yeah, I mean, it was a great episode, man. It was a great episode. Afterwards, we see Aki go with the Devil Hunters to the Devil Hunter's place and to the basement where he decides to contract with the future devil, who gets introduced next episode fully. Aki goes into this prison room and all we see is a floating eye, and that's where the episode ends. A menacing floating eye, and it is so creepy and just so well executed. I loved it. I loved it so much. Chainsaw Man has been amazing. The fact that there's only 2 episodes left is crazy. It's been going by so freaking fast, and I've been loving every second of it, dude. It's been so much fun. Every episode has been a lot of fun. It's just been so good. I love it. I love it so much, man. I've really been enjoying it all, so I really hope you guys have been as well. If you guys haven't already, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I mean, I really care what y'all think. We want to eventually do a Q&A, getting to talk to y'all and just getting to know y'all more. So please, if you guys have any questions, comment them down below. We'd love to answer them, whether it be in the comments or in a short or just something like that. Shorts are a great way to get new viewers, so we've been trying to do those more to kind of show, our channel to everyone, because we love you guys, we want to keep talking about anime in any way we can. It's something that me and Ben both really love and, have a deep connection to, so we enjoy getting to talk about it every week with y'all, and the fact that y'all like to hear what we're talking about or just are interested at all and like the same stuff is a lot of fun, so we really appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was Chainsaw Man episode 11. And I've been Joseph, and this has been the Otaku Brothers podcast, and I'll see you Christmas Day with our special, and then hopefully next Monday. But I have a feeling it might be a Ben solo episode, so I apologize. Anyways, we're going to be back on track. It's just holidays. We're all busy. It's hard to see each other in person, but we wanted to do a real-life episode at least once, but I don't know if it's going to happen, man. I'm sorry. But hopefully this summer we're going to have big things planned. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It's been Joseph from the Otaku Brothers podcast, and I am signing off. Peace. That's my only friend, no light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, I move fast and climb a new class divine, true passion shines, and I'm through passing time. I choose stacking dimes, you snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play.